me, Category 3, and, Happy New Year, I suppose. I know at the end of a year, everyone is always like, oh, this year was awful, but, 2024 was out to get me, and I'm convinced of that. I know, this is a video about the secondhand Webkinz I found, but, I need to rant, because 2024 has been the year that my living situation has become complicated. I mean, I have a house, a roof over my head, but I don't know if that's a good thing, honestly. So let me just back up and go from the beginning here. So at the beginning of this year, my dad had this glorious idea to make some extra money by selling seedlings. We don't have a greenhouse. So what happened instead was our kitchen, our living room, our library, our crawl space was filled with about 1,200 plants. To say that did something to the humidity. And yes, of course, as soon as they had to go outside and start getting hardened off, half of them died because they had never been exposed to the UV rays before. But moving on, then we had our hot water heater rusted out, which happens. That happens every couple years. It's like you have to replace them. It wasn't a big flood. It was just a little bit of a drip leak. It was sitting on a foam pad. The foam pad was soaked. There was very clearly rust stains coming from the water heater, and my dad refused to believe it was a problem. This is going to become a common theme. Anyways, then we found water in our crawl space below the water heater. So my dad finally just went, fine, I'll replace it just to shut you up. All the while complaining about how much we love to waste money. Anyways, what then followed was a great event. See, our water heater is right next to our furnace, and in turn, the furnace box under the house, which, you know, the empty duct that goes to the duct run, which all the other ducts come out of. I've been trying to convince my parents for actual years to get our ducts cleaned, because apparently you're supposed to do that every couple years, but, we have flex ducts. Those are only rated to last about 15 years, and ours kind of are 30 years old. But anyways, it turns out that the water we found in the crawl space was not from that leaky water heater. It was from the ducts. See, when our last water heater rusted out and we had to replace it, I guess some water got in there? Anyways, it just further fueled my dad's vindication that, we didn't need a water heater, we just love to waste money, but it was leaking! But since the ducts, you know, under the water heater were very obviously wet, we figured, well, we have to replace them. Rather than hire an HVAC technician, we thought, we can do this ourselves. My dad once again said that we were wasting money, so just to prove to him that we were not crazy, I set up my camera to capture it in 4K. Ugh. There is no way that's just from the hot water heater. That's not residual. I apologize for making you watch that disgusting mess, but there was a problem! So we replaced some ducts. I don't know if we did it right, but according to those YouTube tutorials, the people that installed the ducts didn't do it right either, so they screwed in the flex ducts. There is no tape for air seal. They screwed them in! And the screws are wet and rusty and wouldn't come out! Anyways, what falls from having high humidity from essentially turning our house into a grow house and water in our ducts worsening the humidity more was mold on all the windows. I thought, okay, it should only take me like an hour or two, grab some mold cleaning products. It took me 7 hours! We have 9 windows! Okay, now we're getting into some more of the exactly what's happening right this second, okay? This fun stuff. So, my room has smelled for like a long time. Every time I come home from work, I'm like, why? My room just smells. My closet especially, I can't close the door or else the smell will get so bad. And I'm like, I have my Webkinz in there, I want them to air out. My mom's like, oh, you probably have it packed too tightly. It's probably your fault for having so many stuffed animals. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's not the problem. So like 2 weeks ago, I got a wild hair and said, fine, I'm moving all my stuff out of my room. I took all my Webkinz and boxed them up and I put them in the living room and like all my belongings, my video games and everything, they're all just sitting in the living room. That's why I'm using one of the new Webkinz for this video because I wouldn't know where to dig to find anyone else. You wouldn't think 500 Webkinz would take up so much space, but they do. But anyways, after emptying everything out and kind of putting my hand to the floor, I realized, I can feel a draft coming up through the floor. Wait a minute. I remember my dad installing these floors. He didn't lay down a vapor barrier. And when I go into the house, that's right. There's no vapor barrier, which is just plastic, is stapled up under the floors. Our house doesn't have a vapor barrier! Vapor barriers are, of course, important for helping insulate houses for airflow and smells and humidity. So I realized it's not just the access panels to the bathroom in my closet that smell, it's the floors. The smell from the crawl space is coming up through the freaking floors. And even with the vent in my room, if you turn on the crawl space lights, you can see light coming through. It is not, it's not air sealed. There is not air sealing for the ducts. The smell of our musty crawl space is infecting my room. It's not me or my stuff that smells. It's our crawl space. But back to the ducts, by the way. My brother went downstairs and he noticed one of the ducts fell off, and I think I'm replacing more ductwork. I am sorry for this imagery. It is disgusting. And in part 2 of our house probably slowly killing us, I'm really starting to think every health problem I've ever had in my entire life can be attributed to this dang house. Our bathroom has had a mold issue for a while, and I realized, hey, wait a minute, this was never painted correctly. You're supposed to use a bathroom paint that's able to withstand the humidity and has like mold and mildew inhibitants in it, and that was never done. And also, we only have one working shower, which we can't really use our upstairs shower because, get this, some idiot AKA my uncle, who did the plumbing for that bathroom, thought he would put the faucet for the tub and the shower and stuff on the opposite end of the toilet. So that way, oh, when you wash the baby and stuff, you don't have to lean over the toilet to turn on the water. It'll be so much easier. Even though we have a separate bathroom that doesn't have that issue, and you could just wash the baby in the other bathroom, I don't even know. He ran the pipes on the outside of the house, uninsulated. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but winter happens here. Things freeze. And you know what happens to pipes when they freeze? They bust! So every winter, we have to turn off water to that bathroom when it gets below freezing temperatures. You don't even say, well, you can at least use it in summer. No, you can't! You know what really long runs of uninsulated copper do? They suck away heat! You can turn the hot water all the way up, drain the hot water tank completely, and have about 15 minutes of a lukewarm, at best, shower. So we have all 4 of us that are living in this house using one shower with an exhaust vent that is probably not powerful enough because my dad's a cheapskate and he probably bought the cheapest crap available. Our master bathroom has quite a bit of mold, and we've known this for a while. I tried to clean it up and it just keeps coming back because we have a humidity problem in there because it's being used so much. And so somewhere along the line, it became my problem to fix it. Who decided I was qualified to do this? I thought this would be a couple-day process, like, patch the bubbling paint, put Kills primer on it, some bathroom paint, reseal the tub, and be all done. Why? This has been going on for like 4 days, and I'm not even at the priming stage. Because this bathroom is an onion. Every time I peel back one problem, it exposes more. At this point, I don't need to be perfect. I just need it to not look like hot garbage. Please do not let this look like hot garbage. And I haven't even touched on the heat expansion tank yet. My brother figured it was bad and wanted to replace it. And my dad the whole time was like, I replaced it when I replaced the water heater. You're crazy, it's only a year old. My brother and I are like, we helped you install that water heater. You did not replace it. All the while he's ranting the cashier about how we just love to waste money. And my brother he came home and he did a test. It's like, see, it's bad. I feel vindicated. I was right. I was right. I still don't know if my dad even believes it. All the while, 2024 is a reminder that I am 25 years old, and my family keeps asking me what I'm going to do with my life, and at this point they're starting to be, so when are you going to become a contractor? Right now I'm comfortable being a backseat contractor and pointing out all the problems with this house. Like, we have notched floorboards that's causing our kitchen to start sinking. Anyways, you know what? We're gonna put this house behind us, okay? We're going to put it behind us. There's problems, and realistically, they need to be addressed. I'm a chronic allergy sufferer, and it might be because I've been living with mold for a long time, and it's been slowly killing me. Who knows? So, how's your 2024 been? Anyways, to the actual point of why I sat out here to record, I have had these Webkinz for many months, and it actually took me until, like, 3 days ago to sit down and figure out what to name them. I've been a little busy. So anyways, the first one I actually got this year. Oh man, I just realized I only got like 4 Webkinz this year. Holy cow, that's like a new record for me. Anyways, the first one this year was this little Kinz pink poodle, which I found at a flea market early early in the spring, and because of all the garden stuff we did this year, I wanted to name her something plant or food related. I'm like, what foods are red or pink? And I decided to name her Raspberry. She's so cute, and look, I got this little butterfly earring that I used to hold the ribbon on, and I just think, looks so spring, looks so cute. I love her. She's so adorable. I've been carrying her around with me forever. Also, at Goodwill, I found these two Webkinz. I didn't remember if I had the hippo or not, so I just picked up. I do already have a hippo, but now I have another one, I guess. I really couldn't think of a name, so I'm like, I'll just name something after, like, Sonic Boom. Like, hey, there's the Miss Tomatopotamus. I don't really like the name Tomatopotamus, so I named him after the other blue hippo, which is Salty. And then I grabbed the American Cocker Spaniel. I've always wanted an American Golden, but I've never been able to find one. I could just go on eBay, but I also got these charms and stuff of, like, all this little tech electrical stuff. I wanted to put on, like, a tech-related Webkinz for a long time. It's been sitting in my room for years. Well, now it's in the living room. But I decided finally I was just going to dress up this Webkinz. And well, I thought that this one had a boy face. I ended up just being like, you know what? I'm gonna put earrings and all this stuff, but it'll be a girl. This will be my tech girl. And her name is Lana. And lastly, this is probably the best find I've ever had at a flea market. I got a Mason hamster, new, in box. The box really is not in good condition. Oh, I miss Mason hamsters. So I can come out of the box. There. Waffles! But of course, I already have a Webkinz named Waffles. She is a giraffe, and I love her. And I always change the hamsters' names anyways, even though that really annoys some people back in the day. I was like, since he has a food name, I probably should name him after a food. And I'm like, what food is gray? I mean, waffles aren't gray either, but it's like I could name him Syrup. Gray syrup? I thought sesame, like black sesame seeds. That's something I think, I don't know, hamsters will probably eat. So, this guy's name is Sesame. And despite being new in box, there's, that better not be mold. I've had enough of mold! Yeah, this guy was $1. So, yeah, I mean, new with tag, in-box hamster for $1. I will take it. Assuming it's not moldy, seriously. Why is there these yellow stains? That makes me think of mold and mildew. And I don't want to think about that. I really don't want to think about that right now. So yeah, Raspberry, Sesame, Lana, and Salty. Those are basically all the Webkinz I got in 2024. It's been a very busy year. Anyways, thanks for watching and listening to me rant about the state of my living conditions. Yeah, don't let your house get this bad. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Later.